the world. How are we coping through it? Who are we becoming now? And what is the world is going to be like after the COVID-19, the present time of us going through it. And these are the updates that I want to bring up to you where we are as far as the cases and so on. Um, of course, as you guys can tell, we're still recording at home. Totally forgot that the stay-at-home order was lifted yesterday here in Minnesota. So I told me to the studio, but we're definitely going to be back at the studio in the next upcoming episode. So next Saturday, we should be able to record at the studio. The lighting is better, the sound is better, everything that is supposed to be clear enough is better there at the studio. Trust me, it's even frustrating just trying to record as much as I can with the network that I have, because I know everyone is using network right now. So speaking of that, a lot of internet crashing and so yeah, that will be some of the really good updates that we're gonna have as far as getting back to the studio. So I look forward to that day, and I am extremely excited for it. So I'm just gonna pull out some of my notes of the things that I do want to share with you all today, and I believe these are really important informations to stay updated. So first, we're going to talk about the stimulus aid, which is something that a lot of Americans need right now. So I know a lot of you have been waiting on it, trying to see when are you going to get it or how are you going to get it. The $1,200 per adult and $500 per child, depending on the number of your household. So now the government affiliates and the congressmen are going to give the people who have direct deposit soon to them. I would say in about a week or two, you should be able to start getting your direct deposit of your stimulus aid. And if you have a direct deposit on file through three things, through tax return, unemployment, and child support, any government relating that where you have a direct deposit, they will look through that and you will get your direct deposit. Now, the only time it would be delayed or late is that if you don't have a direct deposit. So the crazy thing about that is if you don't have a direct deposit and they have to mail it out to you, you may not even get it until after August, later this year. And that could extend out to as far as beginning of 2021 as well. So you want to make sure you either file your taxes and everything is through direct deposit, or if you get unemployment, they have your direct deposit and you will get those sooner. So start helping out some of the things. And now is the time where bills are due, they're piling up, and the new norm now for the American is collecting debts. So it's a very unfortunate, way of the coronavirus right now. But a lot of people now are starting to get behind on their rent, and some people are starting to give up their places, their apartments, just because they can't afford it. They can't afford it so far, and that's what we're going to see a lot of those happening after the coronavirus. We're going to start seeing a lot of effects in our normal life. Businesses now, they're starting to go down. A lot may not recover. So up to 50% of businesses or small businesses may not recover. And right now the banks are still holding the $1 trillion that was sent out there for the business people. And they are not able to process any of those because the bank themselves do not know what steps they should take or what procedures they should take or who should get any of these business loans as well. So that's what we're working on. Excuse me right there, that was my headphones kind of adjusting the camera there, but hopefully stay still. So oh, sorry. As you guys can see, the struggle is real, okay? Trying to record a show at home, and that's why I could say I am pretty excited to get back in the studio next weekend. But hopefully we'll get past this few minutes here. I'm just going to do a recap of everything that is going on, continue on, and, keep updating you guys on what's going on in the world. So as far as how COVID-19 is changing the world, or seeing the world through the lens of COVID-19. So now here in America, we're about to hit into the economy toll. So thank God the numbers are slowing down. Social distancing is working, and people staying at home is working. And Donald Trump did announce that he was hoping to reopen the economy right after Easter, and Easter is tomorrow. So we will get some of those updates as well to see what's going to happen. And it kind of gives a relief that we may not go on a national shutdown, but if for some reason, and the COVID-19 strikes back and things like that, then chances are that may happen. But with the beautiful weather across the United States, hopefully that will slow down the spread. But they have confirmed that COVID-19 is a seasonal thing as well, so it can spark up again in fall, in September. So they're trying to, the CDC and all the politics people are trying to prepare for that, so they can know what to do. And once we become immune to the virus, we'll be able to get back to all of our normal lives and normal activities. So imagine not being able to go to a club or an event or any parties or anywhere that has a crowded place of gathering in the next couple of rest of the year, all the way until next year. So it's almost like our lives are doomed pretty much, but I'm pretty sure we can tough that up for the next couple of months and years, and just pray that COVID-19 will somehow disappear. Like our president say, it'll just disappear. I like that optimistic thinking, wish we could all think like that and this would just disappear. But yeah, that's what's going on here in the United States. So the sad news about it, yes, we do have a couple of death tolls on a rise right now. Even though we're not getting new cases, there are death tolls rising here in the United States, especially New York, which has hit the most. And it's sad enough to think that how many funerals are we going to have starting in June? So that's another thing. And the good thing is, the spread is slowing down, and now we're just on our way for the next step of COVID-19, which is all the death and all the lives that we have lost, and how families are going to afford their funerals and things like that. And just try to get through it before we can get back to our normal lives. I know that's a long way to look at it, but for now, that's what I see. So it's very unfortunate. It's going to be really sad, but let's get ready to mourn for all of those, and thank to all the nurses that have fought this far, made it this far. We had over 200 nurses that were affected. Definitely a lot more than that. But I know the police departments and the military, a large number of them have been affected as well. So big thanks to all of them. We hope they recover and, beat the COVID-19. The next thing that I would like to mention out about the other side of the world. So let's talk about Africa for a second. As I mentioned last weekend on my video about South Sudan not having any cases at all at this point, so it was confirmed the day after, after I released the video, that we had one confirmed case of COVID-19. And speaking as of today, there's total of 3 to 4 cases now in South Sudan. So imagine those 4 cases that have been confirmed. Where were they, and the people they have to trace back to, and all of those numbers. So it's a scary thing. So now it has become completely a global pandemic. And of course, a lot of countries in Africa who don't have a lot of tools, a lot of equipment like ventilators and face masks and all of those things, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Egypt is skyrocketing. They have hit close to their thousands of cases. So I'm going to pull out some few numbers here just to give you guys a little bit more accurate on most confirmed cases. Same thing with Morocco. So they are pretty much in their thousands right now. And a lot of other places. So in South Africa, we have over 2,000 cases. In Morocco, we have over 1,500 cases. And what are the other main countries in Africa that are highly hit? It is, I know Egypt, we are hit. Egypt has 1,900 cases, almost to 2,000. And a lot of these death rate are like going up. So in Egypt alone, we have a total of 146 death cases. Okay. Yes. Totally. All right. Had to make some little quick adjustments there. So back at it. And so the death rates are rising now in Africa, and of course, as Africa being the last continent that was hit by coronavirus, we don't know how bad it's going to get, but we've seen how it overreacted to the rest of the world, like Italy, Spain, in the European countries, and USA as well. So we don't know if it's going to be the same for Africa or how it works with the hot temperature. But we are seeing a lot of cases that are being confirmed and that are coming up even through the hot temperatures. Because as you guys know, Egypt is really hot. Okay? South Sudan is really hot. Sudan itself is really hot. The temperatures are around 104 degrees in the midday light. So if you can get a coronavirus at that extreme heat of a temperature, it could be a whole year-long season as well. And it affects everybody. So if you guys remember in the beginning, of course we have Black Americans here saying that, oh, we have really high melanin, and with that we don't get COVID-19, and COVID-19 doesn't get Black people and things like that. My Black people, I just want to let you guys know that this thing is serious, and it is taking people by storm. Falling left, falling right, thousands here, thousands there, and of course has your live evidence that it is confirmed in Egypt and is killing people. It is confirmed in Sudan, it is killing people, and those are some of the hottest places in Africa. So if COVID-19 can survive there and could take lives, best believe that we may not even have a normal summer here in the United States as well. So sad to say, but a lot of goodbyes to the, swimming pool, playground, all the things that the children love and they're dying to do right now. So still take precautions. And now they're saying the most precautions that you still continue to take, everybody wear a face mask. And if you don't have a face mask, put a scarf on. Anything to cover from your nose to your mouth, cover your faces. Even though they're not 100% protective from the COVID-19, you can still get COVID-19 if you are close to someone or if they cough or sneeze, because the virus is an invisible enemy and it can sneak in through whatever open gap that you have through your mask and through your scarf as well. So highly, it's best to social distance 6 feet away from someone else. And most importantly is wash your hands at all times. As soon as you get home from all of your outside activity or the stores or shopping or any other places other than home, come home, wash your hands first before you touch your face. That's going to be one of the best way to really protect yourself. And another through the lens of COVID-19, paranoia is becoming so real right now. It is. Now, there's a saying, you don't want to be paranoid to the point you paralyze yourself. If this virus is going to get you, it's going to get you regardless of one way or another. So as I mentioned, those procedure, washing your hands at all times, staying 6 feet from other people, is going to be your luckily highest chance of not getting this virus. But you can wear a face mask, and if you touch your face and you get close to someone, you could get COVID-19. So in some of the stores, of course, you'll start seeing a lot of protections with the essential workers, like the gas stations. Some people are constantly wiping down their debit machine and wiping down the doors and things like that, which is a good thing to do. But you don't want to get paranoid to the point that you forget the real precaution that you need, which is mostly by staying away from people as much as possible. And I understand it is a little hard with, with a small business or gas stations or essential businesses that are still running. It is hard to do. God is in most ultimate control, and you can only do your best in the most that you can. And speaking of all those protection, of course, still in Africa, where the reality of the virus and how it's affecting people mentally is bizarre. It is, We have people in Ethiopia who are constantly making songs, making music, they're singing and dancing to it, which is fun. It kind of makes you forget about what is going on in the world and all of that stuff. But when the real reality kicks in, where people are dying, where there's more confirmed cases, I hope you guys still continue singing. I hope you guys still continue this positive energy that you guys are trying to send out to the world, especially to your own country. So let's not have that die off. Kindness is it's like a way of saying, if you're willing to show kindness and joyful noise or activity throughout your country at a really horrible time, we hope that it will be a consistent thing, that everyone can take that into their next lives to come and things like that, because kindness does play a long way. Checking on each other is very important. Check on your loved ones, call them, Skype them, whatever you have to do, call them. And of course, that goes a long way, and I feel like that's very more important. And now in the West, nobody's really talking much because, of course, things are getting more serious there. That's a tricky thing with this virus. People are gonna speak too soon because they don't understand the reality of it. And a lot of times as a human being, we don't understand or see the reality until it hits us or it takes effect. So once the effect takes in, then it's a whole different mood of character. So that's why I'll have to give it to Ethiopia for that one. And if you watch it from the Ministry House of Ethiopia, you'll see a lot of those videos where they're dancing, they're doing all these musics and things like that, which is very joyful. It makes you forget of all these darkness that we're going through. But we hope that they stay consistent on it, because once the reality kicks in, again, like I said, keep that spirit going. Just keep it going. And then next but not least, back here in America, where mental health issues, people who already have mental health, it's really affecting them hard, because coronavirus gets everybody in different way. Some people get fever only. Some people they get coughing. Some people they start having a cold-like symptom. Where now in some of the mental illness people, it plays with your mind. It gives you an hallucination. You start to exaggerate. You start to see things that you try to run away from. It's a weird effect, and it's a very bad effect. We had there was a video that I saw on social media where the man felt like he needed treatment and called the hospital, went to the hospital, and the moment the doctor were supposed to give him the treatment, he backed out and he just lost it and constantly kept saying that, this COVID-19 is not real and I have the right to refuse treatment, which is true, by law, yes, he may have the right to refuse, but they're going to quarantine him. They're going to have to keep him in until he's done with COVID-19 or until he feels well. But he refused any treatment, and he started saying things like, they're out to kill us, this is a bio attack, and things like that. That's really heartbreaking. It really is. But what I can say to that is, when people call it a bio attack, in what way can one man or one country wipe out the whole entire planet, affecting over 1 million people, killing over 50,000 people worldwide in just 1 month? So my argument to that is, nobody has the power to do that but God alone. Okay? And this virus itself, if it was a bio attack, I believe they would have had a vaccination prepared for it. So when they are ready to release this virus, they would have killed the people that they want to kill and take out the virus and save the rest of the people. Because that's really how politics work. I believe that's what would have happened. And, of course, communist countries and other countries where you don't trust any information that comes out of it, which China is highly one of them. Of course, you can't believe anything coming out of China. But there has been numerous of plagues and viruses that came out of China. And the thing with China is, when this virus came out, there was already a lot of cases. People were dying before it even got to the rest of the world. Probably for like 3 months or so. By the time they were able to announce it and let the World Health Organization know that there is a deadliest virus that could spread globally, it was too late. They could no longer contain it. They held it in so long enough to try to contain it within their own country until the virus sneaked out and got the rest of the world. Now, that's something no one has in control of. And I don't believe this virus is a bio attack. Because with viruses, there are certain viruses that have a way of attaching to your cells and the membrane cells of your body. And if it can do that, most likely that's how you get affected. That's how your body gets weaker and you die. Okay. Any man-made virus, it can kill you, but it can also be cured right away. So that's just the way I see it. And so I just want to say, there's a lot of mixed mass stories out there with media. I totally get it. I understand. A lot of people don't want to believe that this virus is deadly and that it can get anyone. Yes, it's a hard reality check for the world. But you still have to acknowledge that it's real. It's out there. And you just have to prepare yourself and take care of yourself. Is take precautions at all time. Okay? Now remember that, God has a plan for you, and he plans to keep you alive. You will be alive. And if he plans to take you out, he will take you out, And of course, with people not believing and all that stuff, it's easy to escape the reality, escape the truth. To say, the only way to reject this virus and think that it's not real is to blame it as a bio attack. In order to accept the reality that is kept in the world and it's affecting everybody, whether you're black or white or rich or poor, that it was meant to be out there. So, in this Easter, I wish all of you well, and with your immediate family that are with you, may God guide you in life. May God continue to direct you in all that you do in life, and stay protected from COVID-19. But I will repeat myself that, this virus is real and it's out there. And I want all of you guys to take it seriously and know that it is God who strengthened, it is God who restored, it is God who heals, it is God who returns back our lives. So as long as we can humble ourselves and, just continue to ask God to protect us and guide us and do our part as well by washing your hands, keeping your face covered, and social distancing, that will make a huge difference. So let's wake up to this. The other good thing I can say too is this coronavirus is changing a lot of people to not being so selfish so much anymore, sharing their acts of kindness, and of course being there more for family. So that's a good news. That's a positive. We can look into it. And when God wants to change the world, He will bring something so terrible in order to change the people's mind. So that's the positive and the light at the end of the tunnel coming out of it. So enjoy your Easter. It's going to be a short video today, but next week at the studio, we'll be excited to come back, and you'll have everything will be more clear, and it'll be much easier for me as well. So I want you all to stay safe and happy Easter.
C'est encore Yves Kenao, c'est toujours Yves Kenao qui revient. Cette fois-ci, pour vous dire que Tempo Afrique TV vous offre plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision. Les chaînes européennes, les chaînes américaines, les chaînes asiatiques, les chaînes africaines. À un prix imbattable. À un prix imbattable. Tenez-vous bien. $185 pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Alors, où est-ce que vous pouvez trouver mieux que ça si ce n'est pas sur Tempo Afrique TV? Mesdames, Messieurs, appelez seulement le 612 804 0295 et vous serez servi. Vous serez agréablement surpris de voir plus de 4000 chaînes de télévision rouler sur votre écran comme ça et vous choisissez laquelle vous voulez. Alors mesdames, n'hésitez pas. N'hésitez surtout pas et ne faites pas compter. Prenez votre téléphone, prenez le tout de suite et appelez le 612, le 804, le 02 95. Nous sommes là, ici à Tempo TV, pour rendre votre vie simple et agréable. Alors, saisissez l'occasion donc. $185 pour toute une année, pour 12 mois, inclus le box. Quoi de mieux que ça?
Hot mix mixing.